Good evening, guys. Welcome to Palinier. We are here for the Mercedes Truck Pack demo and excited to get started tonight. So I spent the afternoon, got everything set up for you. We have a bunch of fields with stuff to get harvested. We've got some wheat, some barley, some corn, a bunch of grass, and we're going to go explore what's going on with the new Mercedes Truck Pack. So let's take a quick look and see what got released today, and then we'll start going through all of the equipment and jump right into some field work. So the Mercedes-Benz Truck Pack that came out today, you guys can find in your DLCs. Right here, we have a bunch of things. It comes with 4 what we would consider to be traditional tractors. We've got a couple of what I consider to be trucks, but they're calling tractors. We have several really big trucks and some fun things, and then a bunch of hook lift containers that we can use to transport and move some things around. So let's take a look and see what's going. Glad to see everybody here. Before we jump in, Noah, Mike, Amir, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys on the first live stream for the Bad Punkin Gaming channel. We're going to see how this one goes tonight. This is the first time we've done this, so excited for it and expect good things, but we'll deal with everything as it comes. So, hey, and Jake Dupp is in here. How's it going, bud? So, the tractors as they come in the pack, we're working right to left here. We've got the smallest one. This one's got about 110 horsepower. It's the Mercedes-Benz 900. The 1100 one step up. Then we've got the medium size 1500. This one I've got kitted out with a bunch of cool things. Got the corn guard on the nose, that part sticking out here in the middle. Got some dual narrow rear tires, very cool. The lift arms are on the back of this tractor, guys, so we're gonna see how my backwards driving is tonight. And then lastly, the 1800, the big tractor here from Mercedes. So we'll jump into these in just a second. As far as the trucks go, we've got a couple of different just sort of traditional style trucks here that you just hook trailers to. We've got the Arcos here. And then we've got the Arcos with the hook lift. You can see we got the Flegel on the back here. This one's very cool. This is like a sleeper cab. All kinds of cool features. LEDs, lights, all that kind of stuff. We've got our 2 Unimogs. Our first one here in front. And then what I consider to be the big one here in back. It's got a bunch of 3-point attachments. We've got a cool fieldwork truck. And then our last one here is another sort of grabber bed for the detachable beds. And then the 2 extra that we have from the pack that I didn't put on trailers yet or put on trucks yet are sitting here. So let's jump in and see what we can do. So my first thought is let's get this little Mercedes-Benz here. Let's get it started up, see how it sounds. It is not too shabby. Not a big tractor. Now this one we put the front bumper on, so you guys can see it's got that little bar bumper on the front. You know, this has to be, now when I was getting this stuff set up, this fooled me a little bit. When you take the 3-point attachment off, it looks like it's going to attach to the frame and give you a bumper, and in my mind that's how this was going to work. If you didn't have the 3-point attachment, this would you know, jump in there, but you need the 3-point attachment with the bumper on. Hey, Mike, thanks for coming in, bud, and thank you. That is very, very generous of you. So you need the 3-point attachment to put the bumper on. Looks a little silly to me sticking out that far, but hey, maybe you need to push some bales, push stuff around the farm. Not a bad option. So let's go grab a mower, and let's see what we can get into. We've got grass, we've got wheat, we've got canola and barley, even some corn, got everything ready. Did add some other custom equipment to the map. Here we got a couple of cool Kloss Evian tractors to get into as well. So there should be, yeah, our mower is right over here. So let's jump in grab our mower, and my thought is if we mow this field, and then we can consider maybe doing a little bit of tedding as well. Keep that tucked in for now. Or even some windrowing. Then we can get one of the trucks out with the trailers and do... I've got the little class Jaguar forage harvester on this one, so we can go and pick it up and we can use a chase vehicle and send some of these trucks out in the field and see how they do. So getting unfolded here, we'll jump in. Let's check out, let's get courseplay set up here. Couple of quick headlands. We can stick with rounded corners for tonight to keep things easy. We do want the headland direction to be counterclockwise. Want the mower on the outside of the field so we can keep from running into everything. Beautiful. He is off and running. So let's give this guy just a minute. Go ahead and turn off course markers, and away we go. Now, why aren't we mowing? That is a great question. Did we buy the field? Nope, we didn't buy the field. That's an easy solution. Let's buy the rest of the fields. Hey, look at that. The mowing works even better when you own the field. So this little tractor, let's jump in and take a quick look at it. So this one here, I did all the tractors at maximum horsepower, guys. So this one starts at 65 and goes up to 85. We're at 85. Come in, got a couple of options here. This is a really cool forestry setup on this one that you can do. Maybe we'll try that out a little bit later. Looks like some sort of log roller on the front, a blade with a couple of winches on the back. All the forestry cages, very, very cool. The engines, you've got the 68 and the 75 and the 85. You got your normal assortment of tires, nothing too terribly crazy in here. So, and you got the rear duals, which I love. And then you have your 3-point attachment on the front, or your standard, and pretty much your standard colors. There is one other, the Mercedes-Benz color that comes with the pack. So that is the MB Track 700, 900. And as you guys can see, maybe a little bit underpowered for size of the mower, but we're gonna let that guy work and see how he does. Now, next order of business, we're gonna let him mow for a minute, come back when there's a little bit more to do here. Now, what I want to do next is jump into this big Actros L truck. And before we do, well, actually, we'll jump in. I'll show you guys. Oh, that's the Unimog. Got everything parked too close. Let's see if we can get in this way. If you guys look, when I turn this on, not only does it have LEDs in the bumper, but the Mercedes logo in the front lights up. You guys see that? We'll get in real close. Turn it on, turn it off. You can see just a little bit of light. I imagine at night that is going to be very, very cool. So let's pull this thing out. Let's take a look and see what we got. Got an animal transport trailer on here. We're going to go get some cows, get them on the farm, do a little bit of work. But let's see about getting pulled up here before we take a look at this truck. Now, guys, I can tell you, just from getting set up, the details on all of the Mercedes stuff is incredible. The cab suspension separate from the frame. You have pieces of the cab, the exhaust, and everything else moving. So let's jump in cab and take a quick look around on this one here, because there are some very, very cool details. So you have a digital in-cab mirror for in-cab driving. Now, I will say, I notice on some of these, if you turn too far, this one's all right. Sometimes if you turn too far, see how the mirror clips a little bit? If you look at that far mirror, you're looking back and you can see down the side of the trailer. If I look further, it clips out, and I think that's got to be some sort of just stock image there on the top. So the screens and the mirrors, and you can also see the mirror right above the window there that looks straight down. So that's looking at gravel and asphalt right now, which looks good. If I turn further, it goes and it switches over with that stock image. So a couple of the screens a little bit sensitive with how you look at them, but not bad at all. The details in here are incredible. You've got things like, you know, the wheel turns, got your indicators showing up on, oh, that's the wrong button. Let's see. Got your indicators showing up on the dash. You can just see here, you can see the actual stock. See the stock moving there for the turn signals for the indicators. That is very, very cool. So lots and lots of details on these trucks. This one has the big sleeper on the back. So let's jump in and check out the menu and just look at this guy real quick. So this is the Actros L here. This is the big truck right here. Let's see, make sure I got the right one. And maybe not. Let's see. Oh, the Actros L. Here we go. So this one looks good, and you can tell because it has a Mercedes-Benz star illuminated or standard, so that'll make it light up. Got a couple of configurations on this one, a couple different editions. I got the Racing Stripe, the Extent Plus, got a bunch of the aero parts on the Pro cabin, and then your standard. Again, this one starts at 326 horsepower, goes to 428, 510, 625, and then back to 326. Comes in a 4x2, a 6x4, and back, so you can have sort of an extended long axle there. You lose the aero parts, not a big deal. Different aero parts on here, depending on what look you're going for. Add all that stuff in. Then you have your grille design. You got your chrome options around the outside here. See those switching back and forth. The horns are up on the roof here. And then obviously the illuminated star or the Mercedes logo in front, and then your color options and your rim options. So that is the Actros L. Really, really nice looking truck all the way around. Excited to get into that. So let's figure out, and guys, I've done absolutely no exploring on this map. I've not played on Palantir. I've not looked at it. I got this stuff set up and that was it. So we need to find the shop. Let's see where we're headed. I imagine we got a couple of things down here. So where is our animal dealer? Let's see if we can get that marked. Otherwise, we'll just pull the icons and go find it. Let's see. Animals. Let's see what we can find here. Chicken, sheep, nothing else over there. Where is our animal dealer? We're going to have to find it, or we'll just go on and explore and find it that way. Well, that is an interesting situation here. You guys probably see it, so let me know if you see it. We'll pull out, we'll go drive down, we'll see what we can find real quick. With the 600 horsepower, there is a ton of power. These Mercedes trucks, the big ones, are crash counter +1 right off the rip. These Mercedes trucks are quick off the line. All right. So take this on a quick exploring drive. Let's head down here. The shop's down here. Animal dealer might be down here. We'll have to go take a look. Either way, we get to drive this cool Mercedes truck. I'm excited for that. Once we get back, we should go check on that mower, see what he's blocked on, but I'm not, it's no big rush to go check that out. Enjoying the map. This map was actually recommended to me by one of you guys for our live stream series. Still haven't made a decision on that. If you guys haven't gone in and voted on that post on the channel, feel free to do that. Love to hear from you guys, or to figure out what we're doing for the live stream. This one's going to be a bit different because, like I said, we're just testing things at this point, making sure the live stream works, making sure I have my mic unmuted, all of those details. But when we get to the actual live stream series, it'll be more of a let's play kind of setup. We won't be doing a lot of the challenges that I've done in my other videos. So we'll see what comes of that. All right, so we made it to the dealership, and that was a success. Still desperately need to find the animal dealer on this map. Let's see. There was something over here. We got a bunch of stuff. And the animal dealer should be easy to find here. Biogas. Let's see. What do we have all the way over here? Oh, the log crane. Oh, so there's logging. As I said, I've not been on this map, so all of this is new to me. And you guys are being a big help. Tell me where that animal dealer is. You'd rather just watch me suffer a little bit, I imagine. So, well, let's see. The other option we have is we can go buy the animals and always load them in the trailer and switch them. We do have 2 cow pens. We've got this big one, this sort of field cow pen, and then we've got the one in the yard. So let's drive back to the yard, and we'll get some animals loaded up that way. We'll check on our little Mercedes-Benz tractor that's stuck in the field. Excuse me, bud. Tight roads over here. He's unhappy, honking at me. We'll get that Mercedes-Benz tractor back on track so we can get some more grass work done. But I gotta tell you, this truck drives really, really nice. We'll do a quick in-cab view for coming back. Again, speedometer's working, gauge cluster looks good. This is a nice truck. Love the digital mirrors. Very cool. So what's interesting is you see even now, okay, so this left one shows the actual truck, and then that one goes back to a stock image. So that's a stock image. There's no trailer there. So mirrors got a little work to do. All right, Mike says I was just hovering over the animal dealer and it popped up on my screen. So it is here. It's got to be less blind than me to find it. So I'll trust you guys. We'll go back and we'll find it here in a second. Let's leave this out here so we can go back and locate that animal dealer. But first, let's run in and get that Mercedes-Benz tractor back on track. So we're going to leave this in the road. Sorry, guys. Gotta go check on our tractor, figure out why it's stuck. And where are you stuck? Well, I agree you're stuck there, but why are you stuck is the question. Alright. Got a new subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate that. I'm gonna jump in here. Where are you trying to get to, buddy? Where is it? Yeah, that was just way too tight of a turn for him. Trying to get going back down this way, and then he's going to come back through. So let's see. Course goes that way. Right about there. No, that's not it. That's not what we wanted. All right. Grab this course. We don't need this mode perfectly, just enough that we can get some grass off the field. So let's get him back right here. All right, excellent. He's back. Let's get course plate turned off. While we're here, we'll head on out. It was Cable Nation just subscribed. Thank you very much for that. I want to jump in this guy and drive him over real quick and check something. So, got the little Unimog here. It's got the little dump bed on the back. Now, this one does come with the option of having a 3-point on the rear. But right now, I figured we'd just go with the hitch. So we're going to grab a header here, get connected up, and let's get pulled out. Now, did the back of the bed just change? Did I just see that? So when we get in here, okay, so that's cool. So when you attach something, that back section of the bed appears and disappears. Okay. Not sure why we need that, but that's a cool little feature to have. So let's get turned around here. so we can get the harvester out of the shed and grab some harvesting here on our wheat field while we're trying to find that animal dealership that you guys can all see. So we'll leave him there. Got these cool, you can see here, the demo tour for France, the Evian 450s. This is the night edition of this mod. Very, very neat. Love the color combo. The Kloss green is always such a great color, and just the gray really works well with it. So excited when I found these this morning when I was getting everything set up. So here we are. Jump on over. Did we leave ourselves enough room? Gonna find out soon enough. So I know some of you guys, when we were talking about getting the stream going and everything else, you know, I do play with a wheel, a set of pedals, and a farm stick. And I know there was some discussion about wanting to see some of that set up, and I did take a quick look at what the options were in regards to getting some extra cameras set up, and guys, I can tell you it's gonna be a little bit before we get to that point. Just gonna have to figure out how to get either a tripod or some other things to try to keep all of that stuff on screen. So you guys can see probably with the reaching, I have a bit of an unusual setup when it comes to my wheel and pedals and everything. My wheel is actually over here on my left on this side. I play offset so I can get to my keyboard more easily, and then the farm stick is over here on the right, and then obviously the pedals are underneath, but the wheel does not sit directly in front of me. So just a little bit different there. Don't want multi-tools, multi-headlands. We'll go with rounded corners, that's fine. Don't have a narrow field, should be good. Just want to get this one cut. Not my favorite way to cut this field, all those short back and forth. But with 2 headlands, we should be alright. Oh, it wants to dump into the back of the Unimog. That is very, very interesting. Did not see that coming. Again, sharp looking combine here. Excited for that. Not part of the Mercedes Truck Pack, but a very cool mod anyway. So let's get over here. How are we doing with our mower? He's doing well. I gotta say, at 85 horsepower, very neat tractor. I think fairly limited use. This would be, that's not a lot of horsepower. Oh, didn't want to grab him. That's not a lot of horsepower for any setup. Definitely for some small stuff, maybe running around the yard. But maximum 85 horsepower, that is an interesting size tractor. So, all right, we're gonna go find, what do you run for a wheel, Noah asks. Interesting, I run the Logitech, it's the 920, whichever, so the wheels have a couple of options based on which console they're compatible with. So I believe it's the G920 is what I have. It's the Logitech one, it's the basic one, but it is the one that's compatible with Xbox as well, because as some of you know, I actually started playing Farm Sim on console. I played 19 and 22 on console, and then switched partway through 22 to get to play on PC. So, all right, Mike, you said I hovered over it. We're gonna find it. All right, let's see. Cow pasture, sheep pasture. So yeah, anyways, I really enjoy my Logitech. Great wheel, works really well. I have it all set up with the keybinds that I like. Now, what I did, and I'll probably have to do a video on this over time, but I actually, because I have the farm stick and I have the wheel, I'm actually able to put all of my controls for the actual driving on the wheel. So, like, once the vehicle's on, right, I'm on the wheel here with my arm. You can see me moving it. I've got my blinkers over here. I've got my blinkers on the wheel. I've got my... I don't think this one has. Did we put flashers on here? We did not, but I've got, like, my flashers put on my wheel. I've got the ability to turn my headlights on and off and cycle all the way through on the wheel. So I have it separated so that the wheel controls the vehicle stuff. And then the farm stick, the actual stick part of it, I use for loaders and all that kind of stuff. But all the ancillary buttons on the bottom I use for course play, the map, what else is on there? Auto drive. But basically the whole left side of my farm stick base is course play. I can open the menus, I can start courses, I can use all three of the start options. So as you can start like the first waypoint, the middle waypoint, the last waypoint, I can do all that on the farm stick. So spent a lot of time getting all that stuff set up the way I like it. And just, it's been about 1.5 years to get all that stuff done. And I really am pleased with it. So Mike, you promised me it was here. You said I clicked on it. You know, it's just not happening tonight. It's got to be one of these, right? Like I'm just not actually clicking on it. The landscaper. All right, we're pulling back in. We're going to do it the other way. Wasted enough time on the map looking around. We're not here to look at the map. We're here to play with the trucks. All right, this is a tight corner. Woo. All right, we are in. So we'll do it this way. Let's go ahead and get the triggers turned on, and we'll go buy some cows the expensive way, and then we'll load them up and bring them over. We're going to cheat them in basically at this stage. So come over here. What are we thinking? Brown Swiss, Holstein. I was recording 555 this afternoon, so have all of my 555 mods in. So we got realistic livestock, a bunch of other things. So let's do some Herefords. Grab a bull. Not gonna do water buffalo. Thor, the limousine bull. That's a good bull name. All right, so and yeah, let's just call that good. So let's buy selected. And now we have some cows. So nothing in the barn. They've got to be, is there a pen run around here? Let's see. Yeah, so they're all out in the pen. It's a very, very cool pen. So let's grab some animals. Let's go take them over to the other pen, use a truck for that. And then we'll get on to some of the other equipment. We're getting awfully close with our mowing. Again, our little Mercedes running around, getting all that stuff done. Bessie from Finland. The stream's going well. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking in. Glad you made it. I don't know what time it is in Finland, but it seems like it might be pretty late or conversely pretty early there, depending on how you look at it. So appreciate you being here. All right, so let's get this guy. Let's pretend like I can drive. Don't crash into too many things. The map mic is Palanier. So it's the French map. It's on ModHub. Came highly recommended. And I've seen some playthroughs on it. It is a very, very cool map. Very, very detailed. I would say up there with maps like Calmsden. Just some really cool stuff. Yeah, Bessie, it's 4:40 a.m. Oh, he's working night shift. Okay, so at least I don't feel bad that you're up watching just to see the channel. Glad you're at work. Glad we can keep you entertained. Let's get a couple of these animals moved over to the truck. You can see them in there. Love this animal trailer. Fits really well with this truck. I was looking at it earlier, and you can see the arrow parts, how they're sort of wrapped around, and then the trailer has the same thing. It swings right in that area, like perfectly. So let's actually, I don't know if we're going to make it, guys. We're going to try We're going to try, no, we're not. We're going to try to get out over that there, but I don't think we can make that turn. Don't need to get a truck stuck right off the rip. So let's go through here and try not to hit anything coming out. It is just a clean looking truck. Let's get the map up. And where is the animal trigger on this part over here? I bet it's right, yeah, right through the fence. Again, love the electronic mirrors on this truck. Wish they worked a little bit over. See, now it's working fine. And I get both the top and the bottom working and the outside mirrors. But again, if I go too far, it goes back to that stock image. So I think they're trying to do something with eye tracking, like your player's eye tracking, which would be super cool. And probably would be the precursor to things like eye tracking that you can get in like ATS and ETS2. Which are incredible. I've seen gameplay of that. So let's see where we are. Alright, are we hitting the trigger? Do we go too far? See the cab bouncing there when you shift gears, going around. The independent cab suspension is very neat on these trucks. I'll show you on some of the tractors how that works as well, but there are the details are just absolutely incredible. So we're gonna pull this guy in. We're gonna leave him here. You see that, like when you turn tight, see how nice that is, the front of the trailer. Now watch when I swing back, right through there. That's really well laid out, and the truck and the trailer work well together. So let's go get on a different task. Let's try something different here. Get the gate closed, force a habit. Let's run back here. First off, let's get the header trailer out of the way, get that Unimog moving. And I think what we want to do is go grab one of the hookback trucks and go empty the Kloss harvester. There's our little Jaguar we're going to use in just a little bit to go pick up some grass. So let's jump in. You guys can see maybe a little better up here. So we've got our regular Mercedes truck, and this is just the lizard end dump bed on the white one here. So this is just the end dump bed from the game, nothing special. This is the Arcos with the hook grab on the back. So let's take a quick look at that, and then let's go empty the harvester over in the wheat field. So a couple of cool details. First and foremost, four-wheel steer. You can see, I'm gonna get the map shut down. Got the four front wheel steer on both sides. That's a very nice detail. Now the hook back, the bins, you just unfold the truck. So whatever your hotkey is for unfolding the truck, you go ahead, you unfold it, the arm comes back, it lays it down. I mean, that animation alone is just incredible. Then you detach it like a trailer. So whatever your detach button, if you're hooking up to a trailer or something like that, or an implement, you use that. And then I can pull forward, and you can even see, man, you can even see the detail. I'm gonna try to get it for you guys. That clip right there, that lock, actually comes down when it grabs on. So if I come back here, you guys see that coming down the bottom on the left edge of the screen. I'm trying to lean in so you guys can see it, but watch right where it connects. When I come forward, see that lock kick up? And then look, it'll drop back over when you hit it. That is the attention to detail that makes this pack really cool. So we'll attach it just like an implement or a trailer, then we refold the truck and it brings it back up, grabs it. You got all these hoses, look there, and then the hoses connect. I mean, guys, the details are incredible on this pack. Jump in cab real quick. Again, same basic layout. You've got the control for the hook back. You've got your mirrors that work in real time with your details. Again, like you've got your, you know, your indicators that work, all the cool stuff. So let's go empty out the Evian, Envoy, whatever it is. I'm thinking Evian, probably saying the water brand. All right, so he wants to be emptied. Great. Guess what? We got a truck with your name on it. So let's come through here. The four-wheel front steer is really, really cool. All right, come on. Give me the pipe. Now, the capacity on these are what I would just consider to be standard. We'll look at all that in just a minute. Roman, welcome in, bud. Glad to have you. But I think they're in between like 18 and 36,000 liters in general for most of these, which, again, more of a realism, but very, very cool. You can see, again, like, look at these details. Look at all the hoses, the connections, the wire going through the frame to the brake light there on the right. Again, you got the warning labels, don't get crushed type stuff. Just incredible. You got lights on the back. So let's see. Let's get on the truck here. Turn on the lights. You got your regulars, and then you got your back. So when you turn on your lights and you cycle through, you've got those. And then look at this one on the back for backing up. That lights up too. Just incredible details. You've got your beacons on top. Very, very well done. I mean, just all the details. Look at all those hoses on the side. You've got your air tanks for your air brakes, all that kind of stuff. Bessie wants to know, if you could add one feature to the game, what would it be? I would like to have collision damage to vehicles. Bessie, that's a very interesting comment. We were just talking about that over in the Discord. I think it was yesterday. So I think, you know, for me, I would like to see more things that work like the constructibles, where you add things and it changes either the state or the condition of like a building. So as an example, like let's take this shed. You know, we have a wear system in the game already that says, hey, you drive your vehicle, you need to repair it, that kind of stuff. Instead of having a daily upkeep for the shed of, say, $10, which really at the end of the day becomes sort of an arbitrary number that modders try to figure out what's reasonable, what makes sense. You know, an old shed like that, is it $10 a day? Maybe. A new shiny shed with a bunch of pneumatic lifts in it, should it be $100 a day? I don't know. But rather than have a daily upkeep, what if buildings had wear? And you could, now we're going to dump this and check the animation, guys, and your building would wear down and you could drop off, say, beams or planks or cement or roof pallets. So a very standard Flegel empty there, but the animation is super clean. Love that. So you take that building and you bring planks to it and you repair it. Now you can obviously pay cash to have the building repaired as well, but maybe you build that kind of stuff in. Same thing with vehicles, where instead of just having wear where you pay to, you know, fix it, you know, be able to go to the store, and even if there's 4 parts at the store, like let's say you could buy engine parts, transmission parts, tires, and fluids. And your vehicle, when you went into the maintenance, would say to you, hey, it needs fluids. So you go buy a pallet of fluids at the store, you bring it back, keep it in your shed, you pull in, and you use, you know, say the pallet holds 100 of whatever the fluid is, you know, it uses 56 of that to repair the vehicle. So I think that type of interactive things with your environment, where you can do repairs to your vehicles, you can do repairs to your buildings, all that kind of stuff would be really, really cool to add. Okay, Noah, do these dump bins work for potatoes? Noah, let's go take a look. Great question. So the dump bins coming down here, there are 4 in the pack: the half pipe, the unibox, the aggro box, and the push-off container. So we just did the Flegel push-off container, and there's potatoes right down there at the bottom. The Flegel push-off container looks to appear to hold everything base game. That last icon on the right, I think, is even alfalfa. Or alfalfa hay even, so it looks like it's mating up with whatever the map is offering. But yeah, all base game crops go in the Flegel. The aggro box, let's take a look. Yeah, wood chips, hay, grass, straw, TMR, snow, pig food. Yeah, looks like it takes just about everything as well. And then the unibox here, again, I imagine it's all going to be the same. Yeah, we've got like chaff and chopped beets, Yeah, we've got all the special things on the map. I can't even look what those are. Some of those got to be alfalfa, clover, maybe. It even holds grapes, which typically is one that these do not hold. So the bins appear to hold basically everything that is a base game. So Mike, right above field 77. Mike, we're going to find the dealer, I promise. Roman, I like your realistic content, especially with the animals. Hey, I've really enjoyed it. Played a lot of Farm Sim, and the comment someone made on the channel or on the Discord at one point was like, yeah, you set the animals, you buy the animals, you put them into the pens, and then you just dump a bunch of food in there and forget about them and come back later, you know, and you've got a bunch of milk and made a bunch of money. And animals were so not interactive previous to the realistic livestock mod that the realistic livestock mod has made a huge difference. Okay, Noah, yep, whoop, potatoes, I agree. Nice to have something that you can just buy one of. It would be, I wonder if it would be more interesting if a couple of the bins didn't take everything, right? Like if you could buy, because the bins aren't expensive, right? Let's jump back in and look at them real quick. You know, the bins, 7,500, 9,000, 12,000, 2,500. The Fleagle's got a lot of moving parts. It's going to be expensive. But, you know, it'd be nice if maybe a couple of those bins did root crops and other ones did, like, your silage and your straw and that kind of stuff. You know, maybe you could buy a couple of bins and have one truck and to give you a reason to use it. My biggest complaint with the, like, the IT runner and these bin kind of things has always been, like, you buy it, I love the idea, I love that they're interchangeable, but you buy one and then you use one. You know, there's no reason to have a second bin. I mean, obviously, if you need more space or you don't have a silo, there's some workarounds and you could do some role play type stuff. But in general, I just don't feel like you have multiple bins. So I love the bins in the pack. They look really, really good. The animation, the hookup is incredible. But I don't see myself buying, you know, 3 bins to have 3 bins. I would just buy the Fleagle. I love the Fleagle stuff. And I would just use that. That's all I would use. So, you know, but glad they do hold everything. Bessie, love the idea. The game itself is good, but needs more features around farming. Yeah, vehicle maintenance. Yeah, I agree, Bessie. I think the challenge is, in coming from a console background, guys, we're in the Mercedes-Benz 1100. This is the middle small tractor. So I'll do a quick look around in here. Very, very detailed inside. Sort of your old school stamped metal, simple tractor. But again, you see the gas pedal on the right works. We'll give it some indicators. Again, the stock works. Do we have beacons on this one? I'm not sure I put beacons on all of them. I did not put beacons on this one. But, oh, is that an outside turn signal? Look at that. And the thing I want to show you guys on this, look right in on the suspension. If I can get going without hitting something here. See if I can hit a bump. That spring actually moves. You see the spring moving? You see the axle moving underneath the frame of the truck when I hit the bump? Like, those kinds of details are, like I said, this mod pack, the level of detail they put into it is incredible. Mercedes doesn't have a huge draw to me. I typically play more American-style maps, and I like bigger equipment. But I don't know that I've seen a tractor outside of, like, some of the 9RXs. Is it Schultz modding that does the 9RX? Or there's a modder out there that does the 9RX for John Deere, and the details are on par with this as well. And those are worth buying. But I can really appreciate... Got the beacon on the trailer, on the baler here. I can really appreciate how well these are made. Engine sounds are good. Now, I'm running an exhaust extension mod, so the exhaust is going to be slightly more visible here. But this is a clean-looking tractor. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of baling with the MB 1100. And what I want to do here is jump on out, run on over to our Evian. There we go. Calling Evian, it's like the water, guys. Let's get him done with his course. We'll find another truck to empty this guy into, and we'll get going on another field here in a minute. But what I want to do is come in here, and I want to grab the courseplay course that I made for this field. We're just going to have the baler go around. It's not going to get all of it, and that's okay, but we're going to start it on this course to get some of the hay or some of the straw up, so we can do a little bit of bale work as well. Yeah, definitely cutting the corner there a little bit. The harvester was much longer, so its path through the rounded corners are different. Listen to that thing chug along. I put the wide tires on this. It's a sharp looking tractor. That is really, really nice. See what the lights do. No, can't do the lights because we're on horseplay. Now, this one's not going to stop for the baling, or is it? Oh, it is going to stop for the baling. Interesting. I don't know that I've done AI round baling recently. Is that an update, guys? Do the AI workers now stop for round balers? That would be incredible. Mike, have you picked a scheduled day you want to live stream, or is it still up in the air? Going to be fluid. So, Mike, great question, first off. My goal is to try to keep it the same day every week, and my hope and my thought is that it's going to be Tuesdays. But the fall and winter is my crazy time of the year, and with all the activities we're in as a family, I'm not going to be able to do every Tuesday night. So the plan is, at a minimum, to have the schedule out on Sundays so that everyone knows, and I'm hoping for either a 9 or 9:30 start on Tuesdays. My expectation is that if it's not going to be Tuesdays, it will end up being Thursdays, if I'm available, you know, because if I am busy Tuesday, I should be available Thursday is the short answer. But the long answer is it'll probably be more fluid than I want it to be, but the goal is to try to keep it as stable and as predictable as possible. So, and then the Tuesday-Thursday schedule works well, because right now we are, Monday is Realistic Cattle Ranch Challenge, Wednesday is T5, Friday is Homestead Challenge, Saturday is alternating Realistic Cattle Ranch and T5 episode, and then Sunday is Homestead Challenge. So that would mean I'd live stream on one of the non-video release days. So got this little class, I think it's 865 maybe. We're going to put this guy out here, and we have another Mercedes truck to talk about. So let's get him set up. We're going to do 3 headlands, definitely rounded corners with the forge pickup. Those, they don't do well with sharp corners. If you guys have tried to use courseplay with a follower on sharp corners, they just back up into each other. That's about all they do. So he is, all right, let's just double check. Okay, I think we're good. So we'll jump back over here. Next truck we're gonna get into is the Arcos, or Aerox, sorry. This one fooled me a little bit at the beginning, so let's get pulled out and take a look. So this is just a regular semi-truck, with the exception of it has an off-road hitch. All right, I want to do that again. I want you guys to watch as I come off this concrete pad. Watch my character in the seat. So number 1, the seat has air ride. Number 2, the cab has air ride and will move independent of the frame, which is also independent of the suspension. So there are 4 sets of moving parts on this truck. The seat, the cab, the frame is sort of the base and stays still, and then the suspension. But watch the cab as I pull off here, and watch my seat. See how the cab's moving in relation to the frame? That's, and when I brake hard, you see that where it's bouncing? That is a level of detail I've never seen in a base game truck, and you can see it moving all across the back. Now this, we'll jump in and take a quick look. This is your off-road sort of in-field truck, and it has a lot of cool features. Got your regular headlights with guards and your corner lights. Don't mind the Krone, the GX trailer back here. See all the marker lights, again with the details. You can see all the hoses. I'll disconnect here. See the hoses fold up. It airs back up. Okay, do you see that? Hang on, I'll come back down. See it airing down? How cool is that? So again, just so much detail. It has a beacon light on it. And go from there. Now, we'll get into the menu and take a look at this truck, because it messed with me for a little bit. I thought I was losing my mind. So this is, I call it the Haizu Truck V2, $275,000. You got a sun shield, yes or no up top. Front guard, which is the light covers down low. You got your bumpers. You got a bunch of painted designs. Make them color match. You can do the whole thing. You can do parts of it. Very cool. Grill, painted or plastic. The warning signs, which are the red and white stripes, and then you have your colors. You just have the Haizu matte green, and then you have your regular standard color palette, but a very sharp looking truck. Now, what I want to show you guys is we back out here to the menu, and we look down at the bottom underneath. It says, a truck can attach to semi-trailers. This heavy-duty version of a truck is prepared for agricultural usage. It is only compatible with selected semi-trailers, which have an off-road chassis. Guys, I've never seen that before. I don't even really know what that means. So what I did was I came in here and I hit C, and the only trailer that I have loaded that it's available with is the GX AgriLiner from Krone. Now this one says, tipper trailers are used to transport different crop types. This semi-trailer has an off-road chassis and is compatible with agricultural trucks. So apparently, there is now a classification of trucks that are agricultural trucks that only work with with other agricultural trailers. So that must have to do with all this air ride suspension, all these parts and everything else, because I've never seen that. And I tried to, who'd we get? Lamar Hendricks, welcome, new subscriber. I tried to connect this up to the Lizard trailer we have over there on the white truck. Wouldn't even connect, guys. Would not make a connection to get it up and running. So just a very cool feature. Not sure if we had that in the game before. Like I said, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Oh, I did set this guy to go clockwise. That's gonna be on me. Yeah, I know you need to be unloaded, but I need to be out of your way because you're gonna try to turn around here and you're gonna run into me. And let me guess, you gotta back up now. Look at how quick this thing is. This thing has like 500 or 600 horsepower. Very, very cool. I know, that's why I didn't want to be that close, guy. Because I knew you'd run into me. The lights are also super, super bright. Alright, so got the Mercedes truck. And we're going to just set it to unload combine. Let's see if we can get this guy to work. The Claas may not have, the little Jaguar may not have the enough height and throw to get into this one unless we are super, super close. Let's see if we can get now. Where are you going to try to get to, bud? Okay, open, close. You've done your AI worker thing. Yeah, so the issue here is that the Claas doesn't have the distance to make this work. Are we going to be able to figure it out? First question. All right, let's do this. We gave it the old college try. Didn't work out. Get him turned off. We'll pull him over to the side. He gets to go in timeout in the back of the silage bunker. And we'll come in here and let's grab something we know will work. So come down here and we can grab the big Claas. We want the katana. Katana, I like the Kloss. We got a Kloss farm going. We'll just do that. Configuration. Unstoppable. Sure, why not? Rydstein, salvage tank, yes. Pipe long. Always the long pipe, guys. Always the long pipe. You don't, if you're running a forage harvester, you don't want to use anything but the long pipe. It does not reach. Okay. Here we are. New equipment ready to go. Grab this, grab that. So we're getting through our equipment fairly quickly here. We are about, let's see, we're just reaching the halfway point of the stream. Expect to be on for about 2 hours. It'll probably be my normal amount of stream time. Might go a little longer, a little shorter from time to time. But plan on 2 hours here. So let's get him set up. And real quick, jump in. Let's hit it with 3 headlands, all rounded corners. Yep, that'll be perfect. Okay, are we, needs to be unloaded. Oh, the cover's closed. Okay. That's the other thing, guys. You tell me, why does super strength grab vehicles when you get out? That's just something I've never figured out. Must be clicking something, must be hitting something, but I don't know what it is. Okay, let's get open, get out of the way, let it get started. I think I'd prefer him to be on the left side, on the outside of the field. Long term, it might be a bit tough. Okay, so he's, yep, okay, so now we're on course, or course play, guys. And he wants to be on the right side, or right behind. Wow, look at that. Yeah, the little Jaguar forage harvester was not big enough to handle reaching into this truck. It is a big, big truck. All right, let's go check in on our baling. See how that went, to get some bales picked up off the field. Yes. The AI worker who can't figure out how to get around a bale. So this is going well. Looks like 4 total bales made. Again, we're not looking to make a ton of bales off this field. So this tractor has, is it 90 and 110 horsepower? Is that the way this one works? Let's take a quick look. This is the 100 or the 1000 or 1100. So in here, starts at 100 horsepower, can go up to 110 for 5,000. I think that's a reasonable step. Got your regular tires set up, medium, the wide tires, love wide tires, narrow tires, the narrow twin rear, guys. I was not expecting that out of this pack. That is a cool looking tractor. And then your front, you have your 3-point or your standard, and then you have your main color. And again, just the 2 Mercedes colors in here if you want to play with those. So very nice little tractor. Mike, that super strength thing has been grinding my gears. I'll set up perfectly where I want to get out and end up flinging the tractor 200 feet. It's never happened before a couple of weeks ago. Okay, so Mike, I appreciate that. I'm not losing my mind, which could very reasonably be the case. I do feel like it started more recently. You just get out of the tractor, and then again, you go to like take off and run to the next thing, and the tractor just goes flying with you, is flinging 200 feet. Perfect description of what's happening. So let's get into the MB 1500. This is the medium large of the 4 tractors here. So we're going to go grab the bale forks and try to do some bale work. I'm not sure how I feel about the rear arms. I mean, I set this tractor up with the rear narrows before I decided to put the attacher on the back, and again, not sure how I feel about it, but we'll go play with it and see. Let's just get this guy just totally out of the way. Pull him around here. We got 4 wheels here. We can obviously make this kind of corner. He is totally going to be stuck back here, but that's a problem for another day. So our bale forks are in this little shed here. Now, guys, I will tell you, if you're not familiar with Palignier, and I'm not, I've only seen a couple of streams on it. And look at the flapper on that exhaust. Sorry, easily distracted. Some incredible details on this map. So you have storage here. So I don't want to play with that too much because we're not here for the map tonight. But like, you take this pallet, drop it in the trigger right here, and okay, made a liar out of me. Hold on. So if you put it up here, let's see. There you go. So if you put it up top with the forklift, see how it stacks at the back? So there's second level storage. This is the kind of stuff I was talking about the other day. We were talking about, you know, other mods, and you know, Bessie, you asked about other mods. I'd love to see like animal barns that have a hay loft that you can actually put hay, straw, silage bales, grass bales in, and then have a trigger to be able to get them. Or even better would be to have like an option like a production warehouse where you can distribute some of those bales directly to that animal pen. So if you load, let's say, a sheep pen with a bunch of hay, you could then go ahead and set it to auto distribute, and it would just keep the sheep pen topped off if you wanted it to. Guys, we the rear narrow twins. Yep, not a good enough driver to do that in cab yet. Now we'll go back in cab. Alright, so on the Farmstick, the Farmstick works exactly like I expect it to in regards to up and down, the tilting. Get away from the wall a little bit here. In regards to the tilting, the up, the down, all that kind of stuff is exactly like I would expect it to be. I will say this is a difficult cab to see out of. Not great visuals. So we will see how that goes. Alright, let's run out here and go grab a couple of bales. We'll throw the straw bales in for the cows. This tractor starts to get into the power. This thing feels quick. It only goes 25 miles an hour, but here was sort of like a mini drag race kind of thing. Get on the gas, and after you get out of first and second gear, do a couple quick shifts, and then right in here it starts to take off pretty quick. Right there, hit the last 6 to 10 miles an hour very quickly. Does not slow down in the corners. So lots of power. Maybe quick is the wrong word. Seems like these tractors are very, very torquey. Now, I did check when I was loading in this afternoon. I was wondering if this was going to have, if the Mercedes-Benz, the big tractors, were going to have like a rotating seat or a rotating cab type thing, to be able to like be able to turn around in cab and just basically face this way and see that. Now, as far as I can tell, that is not the case. When I go to the mouse controls, that is just the front loader attachment, and there's no way to reverse either the pedals so that forward is backwards, backwards is forward. So that would be a cool feature to have. Oh, change driving direction. It made me a liar, guys. All right, shift and B. Oh, okay, guys. I stand corrected. This is going to be epic, not because of my abilities, but because of the tractor. So it did rotate the whole thing. I'm now driving forwards to go what was backwards. I can come in here. Yeah, this is very, very cool. I thought that was a feature. I just could not find it earlier. So let's grab a bale here. Got that one. Drives really nice with the rear steer. This could be very useful for a lot of farm work. I'm not sure I would choose to put dual rear narrows on my front loader tractor. You know, if I was doing this again, it was sort of just, I thought the front loader was actually going on the smallest tractor, so I didn't think about it very much. But yeah, that is, I mean, that's very cool. Get rid of the map. Yeah, look at that. Sharp looking. And guys, I think, hold on, I think it's easier to see out the back. The front, look at all those stacks in the front dividing your view right there in the middle. It's easier to see out the back doing the reverse driving than it is to see out the other way. All right, Bessie says, actually in Mod Hub is a cow barn mod that has a loft over the pasture. It's called the Old Brick Cow Barn. Yeah, and I think they redid the base game Red Barn. What map would that be on? Riverbend Springs? I think they redid that. Someone redid that one. It's not an animal pasture, obviously, but added storage to that. I'll have to look at the one, the Old Brick Cow Barn. Finnish dude made it. Well, there you go. So it's only minus you need a small tractor drive inside. Well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, we don't have to have absolutely everything in here be massive for the American style, you know, go as big as you can maps. Now that's funny. So you get out and you still walk. You come out of the tractor. I'll show you guys. So I'm facing the back, but when I get out, I'm facing the front. But that's funny. When you get out, you're facing the wrong way, but no big deal. All right, let's see. Is there a trigger inside the barn? Does this door open? No. There's a gate across that one. Does this door open? All right. That looks like the manure pit. I'm thinking it wants the bales over here in front, which is fine. I want to see if we can get inside and drop them off in here, just purely because we have the dual narrow twins on the back. Yep, crash counter +2. All right, here we go. You know what? We're by the cows. Flashers on. So interestingly, the Mercedes pack comes with a lot of rotating beacons. I think that may just be a product of the general age of these tractors or when they were designed. I personally prefer LEDs, but as far as rotators go, they are good. So yeah, there's no trigger in here, which is fine. Didn't think there was going to have to be. Just wanted to try to get the tractor in here to see. Again, the rear steer works really well. And we lost one. Poor driving on my part. All right, we got one vehicle that needs to be unloaded and another that finished work. So the baler's the one that finished work. We'll get these dropped off. Excuse me there on the manure forks. So yeah, I would say, you know, as far as range of motion, the height on the lifter, which is a stole, we should go in and actually look at that real quick in Mod Hub. This front end loader works exactly like the other front end loaders I've used. No complaints. No, doesn't work better, doesn't work worse. Just nice, very consistent. I'm super pleased that we have a reverse seat direction button here. That was going to be a big concern of mine, was having to work backwards all the time was going to make this pack less enjoyable. Now look again, I'm facing the back of the tractor, I get out facing the front. Small details, but no big deal. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's why I didn't want you on the left side there, truck. We knew there were going to be issues. Should have gone in and changed the settings. It's okay. He full? He's not full. That's the good news. Now let's get him through this little section of the field. And there we go. Get him through this section of the field, and then we'll set him back loose. He's going to be full here very soon. And I would love to get more information on the agricultural trucks and trailers. Like what makes them special? Why are they differentiated? I think it's cool. I like it, but would like more information about why that is. Is there a special feature? Do they, you know, like as an example, right, let's say we harvest a cornfield, and if you guys are playing with, you know, seasons on and that kind of stuff, you know that if you drive in the field, say to pick up the bales, empty one over 100%. Let's make sure this guy gets back where he needs to go. If you guys have watched any of my recent videos, particularly the Courseplay one, backing up when you're asking someone to unload a harvester is a bad sign for Courseplay. Okay, you get one more try. Yeah, you're done. And when they start backing up, that means they've lost their course. and are just sort of searching. So give it one more try. You want to be on the left side. I know you do. Let's get you open. And this could be enough for this truck. We don't have to make this one work. It would just be nice to get it totally full. Okay. Just didn't like being on that side of the field. I don't know what that's about. Alright. So anyways, I was saying, as you know, like if you were to drive on this section of the field here, or particularly if you were to do like corn stalks or something of that nature, you drive over the corn stalks and it changes the field bottom, and that will actually, you can see where you drive because weeds won't grow there. So I don't know what to call that, but when the tires of the equipment interact with the field, it basically, in my mind, compacts that soil and changes it. So I'm wondering if like these agricultural trucks, you know, like this one over here, if they wouldn't have that impact on the field. So who knows? We'll look at it. We'll get more information. We will figure it out and go from there. So this guy, now we got to figure out what we're going to do between these two tractors. So this one right here, I know what we're going to do. Too much running around. Let's get everyone off of this field. Noah, it's because it's got the hydraulic functions like sliding floor that can be used with a dolly and a tractor with a trailer. Interesting. Okay, so we're just adding realism at that point, right? So you have to have the functionality to use the functionality of the trailer. Makes sense. Andrew, welcome. Doing well. Doing well. How are you this evening? Just going through the Mercedes-Benz Truck Pack, having some fun doing it. Haven't wrecked too much. Stream's going well. Hope you're having a good day. Alright, so apparently this is not the bale trigger either. But there's a bale trigger over here where all the straw is. Alright, well, someone will have to figure it out for me. Not important, we're not here to do animal care tonight. So what I'd like to do real quick is grab the big tractor. And here we are. This is the Mercedes-Benz 1800. This is the turbo intercooled version. Got this one in black. This one, I believe, is 180 horsepower. It is the largest tractor in the group. Definitely can feel it driving it. Nice and smooth. Again, love, still have spring over suspension in there, guys, and that is interactive. That will move with the ground effect. So if I come in here, try to get you guys an angle and drive off this field, you can see those springs moving and shaking with the terrain. So let's see if we can get these bales picked up real quick. Interesting to me, this tractor still only has a top speed of 24 miles an hour. Not that that's a problem. It's a good speed. Most John Deeres are 24. Just thought the big one might have more power. This thing's got some get up and go. Wow. So the small tractor definitely drives like a small tractor. Two medium ones are pretty nice. This big one is, it's a beast. It moves. So let's see about getting the bales just put in, just to see how it goes. Oh, so it tucks in right there. Okay, great. Now here's the $1 million question. We're not going to try it here, but I wonder. I've got the, let's see, the axle lock mod, is that the right name for it? Where basically, yeah, this tractor's big enough, it's just pushing this trailer as I back up and drive terribly. It basically locks dolly style axles on the trailers so you can back them up easier. And sometimes the tractors don't allow it, sometimes the trailers don't allow it. I believe this Farmstick trailer should allow me to lock the front axle for backing it up. So I want to see if that's possible with this tractor as well. So pull up here, and I should have the mod installed. So let's see. Yep, see that little twitch? That means the axle lock is in place. So not a big deal, but not every tractor in the game does it. Now you see the front axle's locked there, making it fixed, so I can back this thing up and look half decent doing it. If you had me do this with a dolly on, we'd be here for the next 3 hours, and this thing still wouldn't be in the shed. So glad that that feature works. So let's get rid of that, and I think we're going to plow this wheat field. And while we're getting ready to do that, we'll get all set up, and then I should have come in the other way. We'll go through the menu and check out this tractor as well. Got the Nokian tires on it, and look at that. You see that? Look at the actual U-joints in the axle turning when I drive. You see that? On the right-hand side, just inside the hub there. That is, I mean, again, I've said it a bunch of times on this stream, guys. The details on these tractors, if you are looking for realism and details, this is a great pack. So, not to be missed. For those of you that are not, hey Dave, welcome in. If you guys are new to the channel and to the group, I did very, very recently become a Giants partner. So I do have a Giants partner code, which is Bad Punkin. So if you guys are looking to buy the game, the DLCs, the year 1 season pass, you can do that either on Steam or through Giants directly, and you can use my creator code Bad Punkin, and I get credit for that. Doesn't cost you any more and helps support the channel. Great way to do it. So if you're looking to buy the Mercedes Truck Pack, would be a great way to have that happen. All right, rounded corners. This plow, we're going to go check the power required on this plow in just a second. We're going to create course. Does it not know the plow's on there? What do we got going on here, guys? We need to unfold the plow. Okay, excellent. Unfolded. If not, we will just find a new plow. 2 headlands, 2 rounded corners, 1 tool. Yep, that seems to be about right. Could not generate course. Please try another setting. Well, that is interesting. So at 180 horsepower, we're going to do something different. We're going to put this thing to the test a little bit. Let's move this guy off to the side. We're going to grab a plow I know I can get course play to work with and I don't have to mess with. And we're also going to grab one that requires quite a bit of power. And this tractor is not going to have that much power, which is fine. We're going to see how it does. So let's run back down here to my shop trigger and jump into the shop. Come on over here. Let's find plows. Here we are. And yeah, let's see this one. 320 horsepower. That's the one we want. All right, we'll just make it. We'll make it. Well, we got some cool colors here. Cool. Add function. Mulcher, standard. Yeah, standard's fine. We don't need anything extra. Okay, so this tractor, we'll look at it. I believe it has 180 horsepower. As soon as I get this thing set up, we will get on the mod hub and look into the DLC pack and look at all the specs on this tractor. But I want to overload this big tractor and see how it does. The thing about this plow, guys, super unrealistic. It folds in and out. The modder who did a great job with it did add hydraulics to give it a little bit of realism. I can't imagine that a plow that expands in and out is going to be of any real use to pull behind a tractor. Can't imagine it doesn't just rip the hydraulics right out of the back of it. But if you're looking for a fun little plow, I'll show you guys real quick. If you drop it down like this, it plows and does a great job. If you fold it up, like say you're doing some field creation or joining fields or expanding a field and you don't want a huge plow, it plows this width too. So just like that, it works wide and narrow. Now we go back to wide, and there we go. Lowell, welcome in. So let's go ahead and get the course set up for this one. Should be good. Yep. All right, so while he struggles, because he's going to, because that plow requires 320 horsepower, we're going to jump in. Let me get rid of the horseplay there. Let's jump back into the menu, head down to the DLC. Here is our big tractor, the M-Track 1300 1800 Turbo. Starts at 125 horsepower, bumps to 136, 156, and 180. Now, guys, this, I understand why this is, but $30,000 for 180 horsepower. It starts at 125. So you're gaining 55 horsepower for $30,000. I get it. New motor, the whole thing. Just seems like if you were to buy that from a dealership, it may not require $30,000 to get that option. But has tires, has the same standard options, medium wides, narrows, narrow rears, has some beacon lights. Design 1. What's interesting on the Mercedes-Benz pack, Design 1 is a left side beacon, Design 2 is a right side beacon, Design 3 is a both beacon. I don't know why they didn't say left, right, and both, but that's what they did. We have the front 3-point attacher. You can go to 50 kilogram weight, 200, 300, 400, and back to standard, which is no weight, and then 3-point. The back loader attacher, the stole, puts on this frame at the back right there. You can see, you can back up into it. And then colors, you have your Mercedes-Benz green. You have the green. You have the, I don't even know how to say that, cyber distal. And then you have the black silver, which doesn't say it's a Mercedes color, but it isn't in the general color palette, and it is a very cool looking color. So $111,300. Very nice looking tractor. So he is definitely struggling at 180 horsepower. So the question, I guess, at this point is, and I've never tried this with this particular plow, but a lot of these plows, you can reverse them and it removes the horsepower requirement, which is a bit cheaty. But since we're just playing around tonight with the new Mercedes pack, we're going to give it a whirl. So here we are. Let's see. Nope, don't want to do that. Let's pick it up. I want to see if we just reverse it, if it changes the plow. Because I know the Black Sheep modding, this is the Lizard MT plow, which is just probably my favorite plow in the game, just for starting out. Has that feature where you reverse it and it removes the horsepower criteria. So here we are. Yeah, look at that. Up to 9 miles an hour, no problem at all. So nice feature on this plow as well is the additional option to plow both directions, and when you reverse the plow tines, it will remove the horsepower requirement. So very cool. We're gonna let him get to work. Now we have a couple of pieces of equipment left. We got about 30 minutes left in the stream. Should be in good shape. So let's see. We got 2 trucks we got to try. I'm going to try to set something up here real quick so we can play with these trucks and see how they do. So let's run out here. Okay. And Mike, I haven't forgotten, we are going to go find the animal dealer on this map, if for no other reason to prove that we can find it. So let's jump here, go to the construction menu, head over to containers, and I've got Gaming Joy's bulk fill stations here, and I want the animal husbandry fill station. Perfect. So let's put that, overlaps with another object, overlaps with another object, land not owned by you. That's what we're going to do. We're going to buy some land. We got plenty of money. No reason not to own the land. 106. Nope, can't buy that land, can we? All right, well, we'll have to put it somewhere else. Let's check and see real quick. All right. How about we try tucking it in right over here? All right, we want the animal husbandry one. Ooh, I like it. Actually, we can put it right in this corner right here. This would be nice. Okay. Don't really care that it overlaps with another object. Perfect. So, grabbing another truck and trailer here. Let's go through. We got a couple left. We are looking at the Aurochs. This is the, what, 1863. This is just like a tractor trailer. There's no hook option. This is just sort of your general utility work truck to pull stuff around. Not a lot of extra features. We got some, let's see, we got LED turn signals on both sides. We got some lights. Got everything turned on. Now what's interesting is I was saying that Mercedes came with a bunch of the rotator beacons, and this one has the LED beacons, which is really nice. Again, all the details, the cab, the seat, all that stuff works. Yeah, bounces, moving around independently as we hit the bumps. Super, super nice. I see you, Mike. Don't worry, I won't forget you. So let's head over and get this filled up. Let's get some, maybe some TMR from our fill station over here and go feed our cows. Give this thing a quick drive. Through here, pig food, oat, grass, wheat, mineral feed, little mixed ration. Oh, I did make this one. I may have given this one a massive, unrealistic capacity, so we won't fill it up. I want to do that. I was actually going to have this guy chase. My initial plan was to have this guy be the chase vehicle for our forage harvester, so it could just run and run and run and run all night. But when we learned that I gotta go look at the name again, the Hyzo truck had the agricultural limitation on it, needed the agricultural trailers, and this one popped up. It was like, this is definitely the one to do it. It is nice. Again, this trailer, not part of the pack, but look at all those details, all the hydraulic lines, everything else. Really, really neat and clean. So, all right, that should be enough TMR to keep the animals fed. Bryce, welcome. Excited to join. The U.S., yes, I am in the U.S. if that's what you're asking. But welcome in, glad to have you. So let's real quick jump in here, take a look around. Same things we've seen everywhere else, but again, being more of like your work truck, plastic finishes, don't have the LCD mirrors in the cab. The mirrors do seem to be working at least as good as all the other ones. We'll get the wheel turned here, and we expect nothing less than, yeah, the stock works. And then let's cycle through the lights. Yeah. Is there anything moving on that? Yeah, look, way down there in the corner, just underneath the stock. I'm going to move the indicator stock up. And you can see underneath the indicator stock, when I hit the lights, see how the lights turn off? They turn on, they turn on. Okay, we got... That was a little bit of cruise control. That was a bit much. Ah, Bryce, Canadian. Well, that's a compliment being mistaken for a Canadian. I'll take that any day of the week. But no, I'm an American. Why you'll find me mostly playing on North American maps with big equipment. But tonight, Palanier, we're messing with the Mercedes-Benz Truck Pack, having a lot of fun. So far, a really, really pleasant surprise at how nice all this stuff is. Didn't expect it to be bad, but did not expect it to be as good as it is. So let's run up here. Once we start emptying, let's not hit the calf. I will jump into the menu and we'll take a look and see what we need or what options are on this truck. So, I don't know, is it just a bail trigger? Are we not able to... Oh, I think I had it there for a second. He says 180, he's American. Noah. Here we go. I thought I had the trigger there. There we go, we got the trigger. Whoa! Okay, guys, I don't know what they feed the cows in France, but I wouldn't mess with the cows. That calf just threw us into the sky. That was... very, very unexpected. Where's that trigger? Now I'm having a hard time getting the trigger. That calf took the trigger away from me too. There we are. Just a little bit sensitive on the trigger, but that's probably because of the truck we're using. Alright, so jump into the menu, take a look at this truck. Here we are. We're down to one of our last vehicles. We are looking at the Aerox. This one right here. Starts at 326 horsepower, goes to 428, 510, 530, and 625. Back down to 326. It has a 4x4 option, which is great for traction in the field. Love that. Have a 6x6 option, so basically an extended axle or extended frame here. Nice looking there. Sun shield, same as some of the other trucks. Yes and no. Horns on the roof. Yes and no. Front guard is the lights. Put a little cover over there. Front bumper, again, painted. You have a plastic option. Grille color, you have a plastic option. And then the mirrors, painted or plastic as well. Beacon lights, yes or no. So design 1 is left, design 2 is right, design 3 is both. Main color, you've got Mercedes-Benz Truck Gray, Mercedes-Benz Truck White, and then you get into the regular color palette, and you have all kinds of rim colors at your disposal. So this is, like, to me, like a very high-end work truck, lots of power, great for hauling stuff, not luxurious like the other one, like the, which one was that? We had the Actros L, which was just a really, really nice sleeper cab. So we'll leave that guy to his devices. Let's run down here. Oh, thank you, Bryce. That's very kind. I've been enjoying making it. It has been a long time coming, and I've got my hours in FS and thought may as well start making content, and if I'm worth anything, people might watch it, and if not, at least I've made some videos and remember what I did back in the day. So really, really enjoying the content creation side of things. So far, live streaming has been a blast as well. You guys are making it great. Really appreciate you guys being here tonight. Means a lot to me. So thank you all for hanging out and chatting. Love hearing from you guys. So last 2 vehicles, we have another hook truck here, the Actros L. So this again, come on out. Same options as the last Actros one we just used to empty the TMR into the cow pit. But this one has the hook on it. So if you unfold it, you can dump your bed off the back, puts it down. All the animations look really good. I mean, look at the detail underneath there. All the hydraulic lines, the transmission, the fuel tanks, the DEF tank, the rollers, everything. Again, if you watch that lock right on the back of the arm where it meets the bin as I pull forward, I gotta actually let go of it, I guess, maybe first. When I pull forward, oh, maybe not on this one, the other one, oh, slide. The other one, the lock came in and out. It must be a little bit high. So let's actually switch to a different bin. Let's go to the half pipe. Try something a little bit different. This Actros L is very nice inside. I think it's the Edition 3 they call this one, and the finishes are very cool. So hook it up, and from here, guys, you can, like, you could drive and drag. So if you just want to move it around the yard, something like that, you can easily do that. And then when you want to pull it up, you just fold and unfold the truck, and you'll be good to go there. So here we are, slide it on. Let's run down here and see if we can get this Kloss Jaguar to go with us a little bit. Oh, when you adjust your camera vertically, is that flight mode or is that another mod you're using? No, it's not flight mode. Good question. I'd have to look at my mods to remember the exact name, but I have a camera mod on specifically for content creation that enables you to, you know, like remove the HUD and that kind of stuff. Like I can come in here, but I can just remove the entire HUD. If I want to do a screenshot to do a thumbnail or something, I can just do that quickly. And come out here, and so that's part of that mod. There's a zoom in, there's a zoom out, and then that mod, and then the last control. Maybe I can pop into controls and find it for you real quick. Where are we going, Jaguar? Chasing this guy around the field. I'm playing tag with him. The last one is, and I'll show you real quick, when I pop out, and I'll try to find the mod for you, I use my center mouse wheel, and I can come up and I can come down, and that helps me a lot with being able to see things, look far away. And for me, like, sometimes I feel like the camera's down here, you know, and you're approaching a vehicle and like you're not even at the door height or the door handle height. And then some vehicles, you know, you're up here. So try to keep it where you're you know, in a bit of perspective. Now, I'm a pretty tall guy, so my perspective might seem a little higher than others, but I like that mod. So let's get this guy filled up, and we'll dump this into one of the silo bunkers and do a quick bit of compaction with the other Unimog. And I saved that last Unimog for the last vehicle because I think it's probably the most detailed item in the pack and has the most options. And probably, if I was going to say one thing that I could see myself using, it would be that mod there. So maybe actually what we'll do is we'll just send this guy on his way. Gonna figure it out. As long as you don't start backing up, we know we're good. Okay, so he's good. There you go, Mike. I did not use super strength to grab it on the way out. So let's go find a bunker, do a quick dump here, check that aspect out. Not that it's actually part of the Mercedes-Benz Truck Pack or anything of that nature, but we did cut all the grass, we did collect all the grass. May as well actually do something with it here. So here we are. Got the agricultural truck here. Let's hit the empty button. Do we need to open first? No, I bet it's going to be. Let's see. Unload here, Control I, yeah. I have regular unload hotkeyed on my Farmstick, but it does not do unloading to the ground. Yeah, there we go with the hydraulics again, pushing everything out the back. So as someone previously mentioned, Mike, roleplay is a short king. I gotta say, buddy, unfortunately, I don't know that's an experience I've ever had in my life. I've been pretty tall my entire life, so you know, we'll maybe I can roleplay that way. We'll do a series called Being a Short Farmer or something. So, all right, let me see if I can find that mod for you guys real quick under controls. See if I can find it here without wasting a whole bunch of time. So let's scroll down here. It's going to be past all of the regular controls. All right, bulk fill, course play. I bet it's gonna be over here. So auto load. Yeah, I've got to figure out what that mod is. It's in here, and I know I have it programmed to my mouse, so I know it's in here. I don't know that the controls actually pop up. It may be that it's just maybe hardwired in that way. So we'll have to check and see. I can always hit you up in the Discord and figure out that mod for you guys later. All right, so the last vehicle here, as we get close to that 2-hour mark, we have our Unimog. This thing is a beast of a mod. So again, look closely as I drive off. So see how the cab is moving independent of that forestry frame? That forestry frame is hard. It should be welded in real life to the frame of the vehicle. And then the air ride for the cab is underneath that and allows the cab to move. So you can look at even at the back here. I'll drive off this back. Look at that green part at the bottom. See how it goes up and down with the suspension well as the truck moves. So you have air ride on all the parts, which is really, really nice. So this truck it's technically qualified as a tractor. I'll show you guys real quick. If I come into my garage, all of these are, so you have your 2 small tractors, then you have your 2 medium, and then both of the Unimogs are considered medium tractors. So this one has 3-point on the front, 3-point on the rear, and is ready to do all kinds of work. So let's see. What could we do on the front? Oh, I remember what I was going to do with this one. I remember. We're going to put this guy in the other grass field. So here's what we're going to do. Is this little Unimog, as you can tell by it goes 55, it zips. It's quick. It moves quite a bit. So we'll come in here. Let's grab the smallest horsepower mower we can. Skills, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. All right, so we got that, and then let's grab a square baler. What do we have that is low horsepower? Don't want anything with that. What are these actually? 250 and 250. Yeah, let's try it. Let's push it. Let's really do it here. We're just going to grab this as is. We're not going to mess with it, spend too much time getting all the colors right and everything else. So because this has a front 3-point and a rear 3-point, you can use it just like a tractor. So we'll come in here, grab that. Let's get that raised up a bit. And then we'll come in here. I don't remember exactly how many horsepower the Unimog has, but it is not a little. It is actually quite a bit. So let's come in here and have our grass field. Look at that, the plow all finished up. Did a good job. Jump into course play. Let's give ourselves 3 headlands, all 3 rounded corners. Create that course. Reward. Welcome. Thanks for being here, bud. And let's get going on this Unimog 535. So here we are. We can mow and we can bale with this guy. That is an incredible feat for this little tractor. So head into the DLC pack, and this is the Unimog U527535, $261. Now I want you guys to notice we didn't really look at the other Unimog, the U1800-2400. This one's $70K. This is a truck. I mean, this is just a truck with a 3-point. You could use this instead of a starting truck. You could, you know, if you want to do a start from scratch type thing, this could be a great little setup. Give you a bed in the back. You can do auto load. It has capacity. You can use it as, you can get rid of it and just have the platform. I feel like there's stuff that's going to come out that's going to attach to this, like either like a front loader or other small truck beds. But lots and lots of options. This one starts 180 horsepower, 214, 240, and then back down to 180. Lots of tire options. They don't have any widths or duals or anything like that. Your sort of standard beacons, left, right, and 2. And then this one, you can put that back 3-point hitch on. And what's cool is you can switch this one to have no sidewall. So it's just a flat deck. If you want to throw some bales, some pallets on there, get rid of the capacity, you can. And it has the Mercedes, it has the dark, well, let's see, it has the Mercedes-Benz Green 2, the Mercedes-Benz Green, and then it has the dark green, which I think is going to be black or gray, and then it has the silver distal. So my favorite color in this pack is this black gray. I think that thing looks incredible. But anyways, heading back over to the Unimog U527535, $261, just a crazy price, but it is a tractor at the end of the day. That's what you need to treat it as. Has the agricultural platform, which we took off. It has the standard platform. It has the frame, and then it goes back to the other one. The engine, 272, 299, 354 horsepower. So, I mean, 354 horsepower is a huge amount of horsepower for a tractor. Got some tire options. Again, you don't really get to change them up. They all are wide tires. Safety frame, which I put on, which I just think looks cool. Running around the woods, beating on stuff, easy to go. Warning signs, you've got your stripes. Front bumper painted or plastic. To me, it's a Unimog. It should probably be plastic because it should be more utilitarian. Fuel tank, you have a 200-liter tank or a 300-liter tank. And very cool, guys. Look, actually changes the tank size and on the truck and the guard on it. Very nice. Front 3-point, $5,000 option. Again, if you're going to treat this as a tractor, that is a great option to have. Sidewalls, yes and no. You can go to flat deck, and then you come back in here, have your colors, have your green 2, your dark green, again, which is gray. Mercedes-Benz Truck Yellow. We haven't seen that color. That is a cool Mercedes-Benz Yellow. And then you have Mercedes-Benz Truck Gray. Love that color, too. And then it looks like one more here, Mercedes-Benz Truck Orange. Well, you can tell orange and black, that might be my favorite color combination, but we're good to go there. Does it mean you have these Mercedes-Benz machines in real life? No. No, I'd love to have a Unimog, but not in the cards right now. Unimog would just be fun to beat around in the woods, but we'll maybe someday we'll get there. So, all right, so we're working through that. All of that, we've hit everything in the pack, guys. This truck, maybe I want to stop it real quick and show you guys, just like we saw on the other truck. If I come in here and I change the bed, let's put that bed on, and I'm going to make it, you know, just for the sake of, you know, enjoying the last couple minutes here and having some fun. Let's go ahead. $37,000 to change those two pieces. That is a lot. Get connected, get connected. So what's interesting is you see this has that little cutout on the back of the bed for when you use the 3-point, and the other Unimog, when we hooked up, it popped out. So this one did not. So let's go ahead and get started up here. Now it has no course. We'll jump in and get the course going again real quick. See if it gets going. Either way, it doesn't need to get started. Very, very cool pack. We do have one more thing to do tonight, and that is to make sure I keep my promise to Mike. Don't want to let him down. I know he was really excited to see the animal barn, which I think he said was above field 77. So now I actually have to be able to find it. So that cutout right here you can see. So that cutout on the back of the Unimog is right there. Let's get rid of horseplay. Turn the truck on. If I drop the trailer, it fills it back in. So, all right, just for Mike, guys. Otherwise, we'd be wrapping up. We're going to go and find this animal dealer. It will not elude us for an entire live stream. 77, 71, let's see. 50, 59, 60. Okay, we're getting close. Animal dealer. We're tagging it. We're going for a ride. All right, let's go find the animal dealer, and then we will call it a day. We'll take our Unimog up there. Oh boy. Crash counter +3. All right, we did not do much driving in Palanier. One of the reasons I stick to my American maps and I start from scratch stuff is all of the European maps. Love them with the small equipment, but the roads are absolutely tiny. And I'm not sure my driving skills are up for that. All right. Reward. Hang on, I'm going to crash here. What'd you say? So does it mean we have these Mercedes-Benz machines in real life? Yeah, so the Mercedes-Benz Pack came out today, rewards. So they are available as a downloadable content, a DLC from the Mod Hub. There is an additional cost with them, and you can pick them up. There'll be a link in the VOD description. Well, guys, I may have made a critical mistake in judgment here. The animal dealer might be harder to get to than we thought, but we will persevere. How deep do we think this water is? It is a Unimog. I think that might be too deep. I think maybe we don't risk it on the first one. No, Mike, I'm just giving you a hard time. We'll go to the animal dealer because I said I'd find it. I don't like failing at things. But it would be nice to pick up some animals, but we transported them from the other pen to the near one. So we'll bring up the map, go on a quick drive, a quick explore. Looks like we can just cut up here. Palanier is not that big of a map. If you guys did like the map, and I can tell you from just the little bit we played on it tonight, a very, very well done map. Lots of details, very well thought out. If you're looking for the European style maps with the tighter yards, the smaller roads, a lot of the old school charm, the stone and everything else, a very, very cool map. I would absolutely recommend it. We'll be deciding what we're going to do for the live stream series. I expect to be back. I'm guessing I'll be on Thursday next week. I can't promise that. I'll let you guys know on Sunday when I put out the weekly video schedule. But we will be starting whatever series we'll be running on the live stream there. Currently, if you guys haven't voted, jump over to the channel, look under the post section. There's a post maybe about a week old Right now, if I remember correctly, Backroads County is in second, and the Dakota 4X or 16X map is in first as far as the vote count goes. I'll tell you guys, I will do some more testing. It is a very nice animal dealer. I'll do some more testing on Dakota 16X. I've actually played on that map briefly because I really wanted to get into some 16X maps in FS25, and I'm not sure that it is optimized enough. Checking out the animal dealer, very, very cool. I'm not sure it's optimized enough that I can stream it and it would look good for you guys. So again, guys, like here, so we were talking earlier about the camera height mod. So like to me, coming up and looking underneath the bottom of Unimog. Now, granted, this is a tall vehicle. You know, I'd like to be entering the vehicle up here, so that's why I have that here. So I'll do some more testing on the Dakota map. Noah, I just watched your roadcraft and you said your shortcuts always turn out longer. Well, it holds true in Farm Sim 2. There are no shortcuts. You just got to take the long road. It's always a mess if you don't. And as you saw, we almost ended up putting the Unimog underwater. So anyways, I'll do some testing on the Dakota 16X map, but I suspect if we do end up on the Dakota map, which is currently in first, it will be the 4X version. And some of the comments, you guys were spot on. I'm not sure that a 16X map doesn't result in me just driving. And as great as I am at driving and talking to you guys like I'm displaying right now, height privileges, Mike, you're hilarious. You know, that we don't want to spend an entire live stream driving from the field to the sell point. That's not going to make for good content. And I know on the 16X map, if I set up a huge auto drive course, that's going to eat up my CPU as well. And I'm not sure that we don't end up with some stuttering on that map. So we'll see what happens. I'm super excited for the live stream series. Going to be very laid back. Won't be quite as won't be quite like tonight. Tonight we cheated in a bunch of money. You know, we buy equipment we needed. This was really just a demo of the Unimog pack, which I think, you know, my consensus on the Unimog pack is if you're interested in this type of equipment and you like it, it is worth having. It is all super, super well done. Didn't have any real issues. I think the only thing we found tonight that was any real consequence was the mirrors, and they're so much better than they were in FS22, where the mirrors just did not work at all. The seats in here are very funny, the old school seat belts. That is very nice. But the mirrors were the only real complaint. But the fact that we have LCD mirrors in some of the trucks, so you can go in cab and really drive and use them and back up, is good. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, speaking of that, last thing, and then we're going to wrap up here. Where is this guy? Right? Was it this guy? Let's see. Nope, it was not this truck. Was it this truck? Nope, was not this truck. I think one of these, I didn't want to miss it. Let's see. And I swear one of these. Yes. Okay, so the agricultural truck. Okay, so you see the little screen above the other screen. When you put it in reverse, I gotta see if I can do it. Maybe we can't. Oh, we have a trailer on. Let's get rid of the trailer. And this is where I realized the cameras were being finicky. So that screen above, and I gotta try to get it for you guys. Oh, it's not doing it now. There it is. So see, it's a reverse camera. So if I can't turn the screen anymore, but if I want to hook up, and I see if I turn, see it goes away. But if I don't turn, I can use this as a hookup camera to back in and connect to the trailer. That is, I've never seen that in Farm Sim. That is really, really cool. Now I wish I could turn my head and still see it, because then I could actually look out the back and, you know, go back and forth to this and to that and look both ways. But I did notice that right there, you can see there it turns on. So again, when I drop the trailer there, we have a connection cam there, which I thought was a really, really cool feature. So great stream tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Appreciate all of you being here. This was an excellent test stream, made even better by all the comments and engagement from you guys. We did find the animal dealer, so just a wild amount of success that we're not used to having. The Mercedes-Benz pack was very, very cool. Liked the trucks, learned a lot about agricultural trucks and their differences in the game. I was unaware of that. The equipment, all of it is super well done, very, very detailed. Palinier was very, very cool to play on just for a little bit and get some experience. As I said, I just very recently became a Giants partner, so if you guys are looking for the DLC or any game stuff, I'll put my game code in the description down below. But Bad Punkin on Steam or on Giants will help support the channel, and you can get some cool content for it. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. Drop a like, turn on notifications. Channel memberships are available if you want to support my content further. The channel members do get early access to videos. I've had a bunch of questions about the videos and the early access. All of the series will be released publicly for everyone to watch, but members do get early access, and I record about 2 to 3 weeks ahead because my schedule with some travel at times I can't record for a little bit. Mike, $5 for finding the animal dealer, buddy. That is totally unnecessary, but much appreciation for all your support. Magic Stick, ever thought about using a track IR for your head tracking while in-cab driving? I have, Magic. We talked about that at the beginning of the stream. Would love to see that brought in, and would be very cool. So that is definitely something I'll keep an eye on if we can get to work, because I've seen it in ATS and ETS2, and that worked really well. But anyways, about the videos, all my series will come out to you guys. You never have to pay to watch videos, but members just get early access. And because I record 2 to 3 weeks ahead, just so that if I have to travel, like in August when I was gone, we don't have a lag, I figured why not give it to them early. But don't ever feel like you have to pay to see videos. They'll all come out in due time. So that's going to be it for tonight, but I will see you guys in the next one.